could get you back in my head. I'm love drunk, steady drinking till I am dead. I'm drunk, drinking gets you out of my head. Just shut up, come on, get up, you'll be okay. Shut up, come on, get up, you'll be alright. No more bed rotting and wasting your day, even though you don't want to wake up just...
Curate your environment. Over the past few months, as I've been in this room, it's been awesome to curate my room for my success. Whether that's having my books, my journals, and my art supplies right next to me most of the time as I sit in this chair and I do my work here, or it's having the whiteboard next to me, behind me, or my other whiteboard over there so I can jot down notes or use them to create, make content, or to just think out ideas. Whether it's the lights that I have or the pieces that I have, like my dog Einstein, or the two I have in front of me, Use the Darkness, or When Words Fail, Music Speaks. Having these to keep me inspired. This physical environment has been insane for my mental health and my creativity and my productivity, honestly. But my mental and social environments aren't to be ignored. I have an amazing social environment at home that makes me feel safe and allows me to express freely. And I've drastically improved my thought and emotional management over the past year. I've not only curated my physical, but mental and social environments for my success. 2025 is about to be my bitch. Oh shit. During the little intro, you guys saw me making this. I'm not gonna lie, I've been coping super hard all day. I've been coping super hard. I want to change the lights up. How do we feel about like a yellow? Orange? Blue? Green? I don't know. Maybe I like yellow. Do I? I need something that goes well with Einstein. I think I like this. Let's just go with blue. So I was coping super hard all day in terms of like making art, in terms of making something. So this is my mixed media page. So technically, honestly, like I've filled both of my pages for the week in the past 2 days, which is pretty cool. This is my second page, and I actually really like this. But in terms of curating your environment, I wanted to talk on this really quick, but really just touch on this because it's more of a segue into what I really wanted to talk about in the rest of this video, which is for, my fellow multi-creatives who are struggling with creating. I get it. I've been there. A year ago, I was struggling with being productive, with showing up for YouTube or for business. I'll tell more about my story later, but over the past year, I've actually been able to be productive, to actually show up for my passions, the things that I love to create, whether that's for YouTube videos, whether that's for writing, my newsletters. And recently, I've really been getting more into art and fitness as well. I've actually been able to create, become a consistent creator, which has been amazing for who I am as a person, for my mental health, my fulfillment. So if any of that sounds like something that you'd like, the rest of this video is going to just shine light on the things that I've done, the things that have helped me. And if that resonates with you, if you can apply any of those things to your life so they help you out, sounds awesome. I'm loving it. How's the shot look? I feel like it looks overexposed. I don't like that. Let's go like this. Alright, that's good. Alright, I'm not gonna fuck around with this anymore. So, in terms of curating your environment, so I actually, this sticky note, I had this because I thought about making a video about curating your environment. Um, because my dog Jake had told me about it on our call, and he said, "Yo, you should make one," because I was telling him about how I was doing it, like literally what I wrote down on this letter or in this kind of like journal entry in my mixed media journal. So I'll talk about my take on just like the three types of environment: the physical slash digital. Both are very important. So that's like your actual like physical space, but also like your phone, your social media, stuff like that. Then there's your mental environment, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions, and then there's your social environment. So I'm just gonna hit on these real quick because I don't want to ramble too long about those, and then I want to get into talking about how to actually help you start creating more. So this actually will help you in terms of curating your environment, which is why I'm talking about it, because it's not completely irrelevant. I don't like how this shot looks. I'm gonna turn the light on. There we go. All right, this looks better. This looks much better. I didn't like how the other one looked. It just looked like too. It just looked bad. This looks good. So in terms of your physical and your digital environment, that is the actual like physical space that you're in. So like right now I'm in my room. But this isn't like a year ago, right? So when I first moved down here to Georgia about a year and a half ago, I wasn't in this room. At first when I moved down here, my stepbrother Malik at the time, he's still my stepbrother. My stepbrother was living here at the time. There we go. But then he moved out after like within a couple months of me moving here. But I didn't like move into the room right away. There was some stuff that my dad and my stepmom wanted to do with it, make sure that was all good, and then get me in there. Like they didn't want me to like move in when they knew they still had to do some stuff in here, which totally made sense. So finally moved in here about a few months ago, last summer, and it's been awesome being in here. And now I've recently, especially over the past couple weeks, have really been curating it for my success in terms of like when I decided to move. I mean, one, when I decided to put this here, like the dresser here, so I can have like my books and like my art supplies here. But then a couple weeks ago, when I decided to like change my room around, move my bed around, um, put the lamp here that I have here. So I'll just show you guys like my bed. Move my bed around here. Don't worry about that stuff in the corner. That's a little messy, but move my bed here. It was originally like the other way, so it was like kind of the long way was in the middle, which meant like I couldn't really use this like open space in my room, but now I can, which is awesome. I didn't have this lamp here, and this lamp allows me to like have my journals here, which is awesome. So that's extra space, allowing for physical inspiration. So curating your room for your success, that's big, that's super important. Um, there's that. There's having physical reminders. So like I said, the whiteboard's a great one for me. I have my other whiteboard over here. I'll just show you all that over there. And that also helps me with my physical reminders. So we got boom, and then yeah, I kind of just have like use the darkness, kind of like messages as reminders. But then in terms of like this right here, this is a physical reminder of like the inputs that I want to be focusing on. Writing letters, showing up and doing my lifts, doing my mixed media pages, right? My art. Those are inputs that I want to focus on. So having those reminders physically around me, having like I'm honestly always been a out of sight, out of mind kind of guy. So those really help me out. And then for inspiration as well. So this is kind of more in the digital space. So in terms of curating your social media feed, that's super important. So I don't know if I used it for the beginning of the video, for the intro, but I was talking about this in the last couple of videos about me curating my feed for more art so I can be more inspired and actually like create more from that. And I'm going to be talking about that later. But having things around you that inspire you in terms of in your physical space, but also on your social media, on your phone, on your feed, those kinds of things will inspire you to actually, take action. They'll program you with new beliefs, like getting around new people on social media, like creating a circle of influence from social media. That like those kinds of things, that kind of curating your environment, and that now really starts going into the mental and the social environment. Let's actually hit on social environment first. because this is a very, I think, something that people don't actually understand, but it's super super important. Your social environment as a creator, it really has to do with feeling like you can feeling like you can be expressive, feeling like there aren't limitations on who you are and your creativity, on your expression. If you feel like you have programming like that's stopping you from being yourself, if you feel judged by who you are and by what you create, if your parents told you that art is stupid, that what you do is dumb, if people told you that business is dumb, that your passions are stupid, that these things will never pay you money, that you have to go get a 9 to 5 if you want to make a living or whatever. These kinds of programs that your parents or society or the school system or religious figures or whatever have put onto you have got you into this lack state of being, this lack mindset, and this limited mindset of feeling judged, of feeling unworthy, of feeling like you can't do anything, of victimhood. And this definitely affects your mental, which is kind of why all these things are honestly linked. But when you feel judged in your environment, when you feel limited, when you feel like you can't be yourself around the people that you're around, that stops you from creating, because creating is about expressing. And if creation is an expression of the self, how can you express consistently? How can you express fully, vulnerably, authentically, boundlessly, consistently? If you can't even fucking be yourself consistently, if you can't be yourself all the time, if you don't have an environment that makes you feel like you can be safe and authentic all the time, if you feel like you always got your guard up, always have your walls up because of the people in your environment, because your environment yourself is itself, it's going to be hard for those to come down, and for you to get into a place of surrender, of flow, for you to actually get to that point where you can create and allow source to come through you. There you go. So having that social environment, very important. So let's just go into the mental environment real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. Your mental environment, the thoughts, the beliefs, the emotions, those things, right? Do you actually believe that you are worthy? Do you believe that you are good enough? Are you okay with making bad stuff? Like, even if you're showing up, it's like, oh, this is trash, I'm a piece of shit, this work sucks. It's like, even if you're creating stuff, if you have the mentality of I suck, what I'm making sucks, but it's not this like student mentality where it's like, oh man, this isn't as good as it could be, let me figure out how to improve it. It's just, oh, what this is bad and then I'm bad. It's like, whoa, those are two completely different mindsets, right? One is a growth mindset where you're finding gaps in your awareness, you're finding things that can improve, and the other one is just like this toxic fixed mindset where it's like, I suck, I can only make things that suck. It's like, hold up, that's just not true. You know what I mean? So curating your environment, your physical environment, your mental environment, your social environment. So here's your action step prompt. This will be a quick one. This will be just a 2-step action step prompt. And this will be for curating your digital environment in terms of your social media feed. I want you to figure out one area of interest that you have been feeling compelled to pursue, but you haven't really been pursuing, that you'd like to pursue, that you haven't been making as much progress in that you'd like. So, right, one, determine what that area is. And then two, literally just find one new creator, YouTuber, Twitter writer, fucking Instagrammer, podcaster, it doesn't matter, who makes that kind of content, and then just literally watch their content for 15 minutes. Literally, your action step is to go watch more content. Isn't that crazy? I'm telling you to go watch more content. Isn't that insane? But it's good. It's good. And that's going to transition us into, you know, part 2 of this video, which is talking about actually becoming a creator again. Like, actually stop not being a multi-creative who's not creating. You know what I mean? Because I've been there. Like, I really have been there, gang. And I just want to help you out and give you the things that have helped me. So do your action step prompt, right? Figure out the area of interest that you want to pursue. And then 2, find a creator. So I'll just give you a little story for me. Like I was telling you earlier, I have been wanting to get more into mixed media, into art journaling, into paper crafting as well. But that wasn't as into my awareness, it was like a subconscious belief, a subconscious thought. And now I know that it's paper crafting specifically that I also want to like get more into as well. As much as I love painting, definitely want to still get into that. Paper crafting, I found that is something really calls me, and it makes sense because when I was super young, I used to love making stuff out of paper, like doing origami and shit. So it makes so much sense that like mixed media journaling, like junk journaling, stuff like that, that really calls me. But I haven't really been tapping into it as much as I'd like to. And I've been, like I said earlier, when I started this video, when I started this talking head segment, I was like, yo, fuck. I've been bullshitting all day about like doing my art. Honestly, about making this vlog too. And honestly, a part of it was just that yesterday I felt super tired after working yesterday. And so today I just been like resting. Like this morning I fucking bro, I went to bed at like I think 11 yesterday, and I've been going to bed at 11 the past few days. And then I wake up at like 5, 6, maybe 7. Bro, I didn't get out of bed today until like 9, 10. Wasn't going for none of it. I was sleeping, bro. I was sleeping. I was in bed for at least like 12 hours. I didn't get like 12 hours of sleep. Maybe got like 9, 8, 9, which is way more than I probably get like 5, 6 hours of sleep usually, which is like still like good for me. Like I'm like high energy, super good off that amount of sleep. But I could tell that I needed it, so I stayed in bed today. And then yeah, I just like wasn't I was feeling hella resistance to recording and to even like making like to like doing art this morning in my room. And so I felt very called to just like go outside. And so I wanted to just go outside, go on a walk. And so did that. That was awesome. Took some pictures, which is cool. And then I came home, talked to the fam for a bit, and then I kind of just came up in here and I was just like coping about recording and about making like the vlog basically and about doing my art. And I was just like, ugh, I was not feeling it at all. Out on the letter, out on my walk, I'd written the newsletter, so that was good that I checked that box out on the walk. And I'd felt that when I went outside, I felt this morning, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling called to go outside on this walk. I'm most likely gonna write something while I'm out on the walk, and that's exactly what happened. But I got back in here, was coping for a bit, and so I was like, yo, how about I just go on YouTube, find like a mixed media person, because I still hadn't actually found a mixed media person on YouTube that I was fucking with. So I'm like, let me find somebody, start watching some of their stuff, and they're gonna get me inspired. Bro, I kid you not. I went on there. I think after like the second or third video, I found someone. Her name is Shauna, but her YouTube name is Shanuki Art. Yo, Shauna, that's my girl now, bro. Me and Shauna, like that's like gang and shit now. But I just binged like 5 or 6 of her videos, bro. Like yo, you guys saw me watching her video in the time lapse. Yo, Shauna's my goat right now. I'm not gonna lie. I like her stuff. I love her attitude. She has such a carefree, embracing the imperfections, like imperfection is perfection attitude. She hasn't said that, but that's her attitude, and I just love that so much about her. And I feel like that's why people also really love her. She has like 66K subs, I think. So found her, was binging her stuff, and she really just got me inspired to like, yo, use what you have, like finesse, like figure things out. And I have like some ideas that I wrote down for things for like ways I can do mixed media stuff. I wrote some ideas down like from a video I was watching of hers. She was making some stuff, and I was like, yo, that's cool, that's fire, that's fire. So I was writing hella ideas down. I get to this fucking page. There we go. So I got those there. Boom skis. It was just lit, bro. And that's the power of consuming. You know what I mean? That's the power of consuming, because the thing is, guys, creation is a two-step process. It's one part creativity and one part productivity. First, you have to ideate, and then you have to actualize, right? There's one part ideation, then one part actualization. And so there's ideation, creativity, actualization, productivity. If we want to look at this from a metaphysical perspective, the seventh hermetic principle teaches us that all things have their masculine and their feminine principles. This is the seventh hermetic principle of gender. Just like a man and woman come together to create a baby, all things have their masculine and feminine principles because all things need the masculine and feminine to come together to create, to manifest. And so creativity is the feminine and productivity is the masculine. So just wanted to riff on that real quick, but in terms of actually being able to produce, right? In terms of right actually creating this. So I like to say that creativity is of the spiritual and the mental planes, right? It's of the inner world. But productivity is of the mental. It can be mental. Productivity can be mental, for sure. But it's mainly of the physical plane as well, right? And so if we want to produce more, right, in the mental or on the physical, then we have to first start, right, with creation or creativity. I like to think of creativity as like 0 to 1, as like, yo, this is like the foundation. Here's the idea. And then productivity is 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, 1 to 10 to 100, infinity, theoretically, right? You just keep building off of the initial foundation, the initial idea. But without this 0 to 1, there wouldn't be anything to build off of. And this is why creativity, this is why ideas are so high leverage. I was actually hearing Hormozy talking about this the other day, and I was like, boom, Hormozy's got it right there. It's like ideas are so high leverage because one idea, even if the execution isn't as good, like let's say a YouTube video, one idea can get 20 million views, even if the video, even if the video itself isn't that good. Think about the idea, like I I drove across the country. I drove across the entire United States in 24 hours. It's like, what? It's like, even if that video is recorded like trash, even if it had like this like disgusting audio, if somebody actually recorded themselves driving across the entire United States in 24 hours, that would be an insane video. Like, that's a crazy idea, right? Versus an idea like, yo, I'm walking my dog. It's like, bro, what? You know what I mean? And so, like, there's leverage on ideas, there's leverage on creativity. That was just a little rant, but creativity is super important. Creativity is the first part, right? And then productivity comes after. And so, I like to say that, earlier I was talking about your creativity or your expression being blocked, your ability to create is being blocked. And the thing is, if your mental, your spiritual is blocked, if your inner world is blocked, if your mindset is limited, if your emotions are unregulated, if you have a disconnected relationship with the source, any of these things, if you're living in duality, any of these things can be blocks in your creativity, right? If you feel like you can't be your authentic and expressive self, your fully authentic and expressive self because of programming that's been put onto you, any of these things will cause blocks in your spiritual and your mental planes, which will thus cause blocks in your creativity and thus cause blocks in your productivity. Right? And so, in terms of unblocking your creativity, I'll talk about that a bit in, a few minutes, but we need creativity to actually produce. And so how do we get our creativity? Well, the thing is, you don't necessarily get creativity. You just are creative. You're a creator. You are an expression of the creator of God. And so creativity is, just what you are. Something amazing that Julia Cameron said in The Artist's Way is that just as blood is your physical life force, creativity is spiritual life force, right? Blood is something that you don't need to create, right? It is just of your being, just as creativity is. Blood is of your physical being, creativity is of your spiritual being. It is just an essence of who you are. Blood is your physical life force, creativity is your spiritual life force. And this is very important because if you're not creating, if you're not expressing, then something very likely is happening. You're fucking depressed. I think we can all relate on that one. So I'll just tell you guys a bit about my story in terms of growing up being a creator. I always loved like drawing and dancing. making YouTube videos, man. I've been making YouTube videos since I was 8 years old, man. I just I've always loved expressing, being my fully expressive self and channeling that into craft. But around 10 years old, I started really heavily validating, like developing this like validation consciousness, feeling like this, like very heavily into ego, feeling like very heavily into feeling like I needed people to see me. I needed people to validate me to feel like I was worthy of something. And a lot of this came from programming that I was starting to develop and instill into like my subconscious because of the relationship I had with my like maternal grandmother. When I'd go to her with my sadness or my anger, I'd kind of get told to kind of like basically just push it down, bottle it down, get over it, suck it up, boys don't cry. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I felt like when I was sad or angry, I couldn't bring those up. And so I'd keep those in. And that led to walls coming up. Because it's like, if I can't bring those emotions out, they have to stay inside. Right? And the thing is, I heard this from Nero one time and it just shifted everything. The mind doesn't compartmentalize. And so if I'm not willing to express my sadness or my anger, then I'm probably not willing to express my happiness or my joy either. And this may not manifest immediately, but over time, over the years, things start to build up, things start to shift. And eventually, I stopped creating. I stopped drawing. I stopped dancing. I stopped making YouTube videos consistently. Especially about like crafting, about like making things, which is really what my like first 100 videos that I made on my channel, Jaden White, that's really what they were about. I made like crafting videos where I was making shit out of paper or making shit out of like cardboard, and I was like putting things together and I was just doing shit. It was cool. But I just stopped creating really at around like 10 because I just didn't feel good enough. I was like, oh, my drawing's trash. Too busy comparing myself to my friends who are all better than me. Dancing, trash. Too busy comparing myself to my classmates who are all better than me. YouTube videos, I suck. Too busy comparing my views to all the other people who were getting more views than me. Too busy comparing myself to the views that I'd previously got. When I was 8 years old, like a few weeks into my YouTube journey, had a video pop off 15, 20K views in the first week. It's crazy. In my first 2 months of doing YouTube videos, like just uploading videos, like I was uploading like 2 or 3 videos just every week. I was just pumping them out. Not like I'm pumping them out now, but I was low key him back then. You know what I mean? Decade ago. In my first 2 months, I think I did like 30K views or some shit. It was crazy, bro. Talking about like how to make like paper samurai morphers and shit and paper swords. And after a couple of years of never doing views like that again, never even did like 5-digit views again. I still haven't done it, to this day. But I just got so attached to the numbers. I got so attached to I was just too busy comparing myself. They don't say comparison is the thief of joy for nothing. If you're actually comparing yourself and you're judging yourself, like I heard Hermosi say this once and it was just so amazing. He said comparison is great. Comparison, then when you add the judgment about yourself, that's when you start fucking up. Because if you compare yourself and be like in business, let's say, I'm comparing myself to this entrepreneur. Oh, this person makes more money than me. They're doing something better than me. Like straight up, yes, that's like an objective fact. If they're making more money than me, then obviously they're doing something better than me, right? Okay, cool. That means I can learn from them because they're ahead of me. But if I don't have this growth mindset, then I'll see that they're ahead of me, and then I'll say, oh, that means that I am a piece of shit. I suck because I'm not there. And it's like, wait, hold up. Where did this come from? It's like, how did this become reality? How did you become sucky because they are ahead of you. Like, why is that an association? You know what I mean? But it's like, this is what our mind does. Our mind does this to us because of the programming, because of our subconscious beliefs that we're not good enough. And, I'm not going to act like I haven't, I fully conquered these. I'm still doing the inner work. I'm still trying to heal these things in myself. But I've done so much work over the last year. And I'm just, trying to help you improve your mental health and improve your productivity. So just going to say this now. If you're a multi-creative, spiritually inclined multi-creative or polymath who wants to improve your mental health so you can 2 to 5x your productivity output in 90 days, I want to help you do that. It took me a year to get as productive and as consistent as I want. And I want to help you do that in a quarter of the time. So if that sounds interesting to you, click on that top link in the description and join my one-to-one program. But in terms of actually like getting consistent, being creative, it took me so long because I just didn't actually understand what it took, which is what I'm going to tell you in this video. So, I felt blocked around 10, and that, led to me not really pursuing the things I love: drawing, painting, crafting, dancing, making YouTube content. I made YouTube videos here and there. I still made like hundreds of videos over middle school and high school, but they were mainly just gaming videos. Like, I didn't make videos about like creating or like crafting or like doing any of that kind of stuff because I wasn't doing any of those things. And because I really wasn't doing any of those things, I was turning to what I knew: escapism through video games. And I mean, at that age, at around 10, I was also getting into pornography at the time, which is, amazing. Ah, man. Fuck. Anyways, so fast forward to October of last year. So October 2023, I'm a few months into self-improvement at this time. And I find The Artist's Way. So earlier I mentioned Julia Cameron and her book, The Artist's Way. And while I was listening to it one day, she talked about how basically I was missing a sense of joy, a sense of fulfillment in my life because I wasn't doing the things that I did as a child. I wasn't creating how I did as a child. And instantly as she said that, it just like brought to the front of my awareness. I wasn't drawing. I wasn't dancing. I wasn't making YouTube videos. I wasn't going outside and being in nature. I wasn't doing any of those things. Simply wasn't. And I was like, wow, all of those things brought so much joy, so much life, so much happiness, so much fulfillment, so much genuine zest in my life when I was a child, and I just didn't have any of that. And I was like, wow, I refuse to keep living like this. And so from that day, I decided that I was going to stop being a fucking bitch. I was going to stop being the one holding myself back from doing the things that I love. And from that day, I haven't held myself back from drawing or dancing, or like making videos. Like, I haven't been the person that's been like, you don't get to do that because you're not good enough. Fuck that. Make stuff even if it's bad. That is so important. So now I want to give you a few mindsets in terms of like shifting your mindset, reprogramming your belief, unblocking your unlimited creativity. I can't do that in this entire video. I can't. So, like I said, like I mentioned, if you want my one-to-one help, I'd love to help you in my one-to-one program. But I have a free 3.5-hour complete mindset training, like mindset metaphysics shifting. Bro, that course is sauce, and it's free right here on YouTube. Check out my description. You'll see it in there. It's like the second to last link in there or something. But you check out my description. You watch that course. That course will give you the mindset shifts. It'll give you the metaphysical principles to understand who you are, to shift out of victim consciousness to creator consciousness, and to really start like understanding your true power and to start taking that back and using those principles to heal and to really start reclaiming your unlimited creativity. So if you check out my description, see how I unblocked my unlimited creativity and 10x my productivity. That's my full mindset and creativity course for multi-creatives. You check that out. That will completely reprogram your mindset and your limited beliefs. But I'm going to give you a few here in this video. So number one is that you are good enough. You are, It's like, and the thing is, once I genuinely felt this way, Nothing could stop me. Like, guys, I've been posting YouTube videos consistently for the past 7 months. 7 months. I haven't missed an upload for longer than 12 days. I had a 101-day daily stint from May 15th to August 24th. And I'm on another daily stint right now. Right now it's only been for the past like 9. I've been doing Road to Renaissance. This right now that I'm recording is episode 10. Hopefully it'll actually be out by 12. I'm not going to put too many edits into this video because I actually do want to get it out by 12. It's currently 10:48 as I'm recording this, so I'm not going to lie. It's not looking too good for me, but I believe. And even if it doesn't, I don't care. It still counts. This still counts as me showing up daily. But I've actually become a consistent creator. I've posted hundreds of, like literally over 270 YouTube videos in the past 7 months. I've written over 70 newsletters in the past 7 months. I've become a consistent like content creator. And now I'm really getting more into consistent art. And I'm even getting into consistent lifting as well in the gym because those are passions of mine. I'm a multi-passionate person. I'm a polymath. And if you're still watching this video, so are you. So here's how you're gonna keep shifting your mindset so you can actually have the beliefs to take the action. Where I'm gonna get just a bit esoteric, just a bit metaphysical, real quick, guys. Your inner creates your outer. Remember earlier when I was talking about the mental and spiritual planes and then the physical plane? The physical plane, right? This 3D reality is the plane of effect. It's the plane of effect. And so we have to first, if we want to change anything in the 3D plane, get to the cause. And what is the cause of the 3D plane? Is the mental, spiritual planes. And so we have to get to our mind. We have to get to our beliefs, our emotions as well. Our emotionally charged thoughts, our beliefs about the world, our paradigm, our beliefs about ourselves, our identity. We have to focus on our attention, our focus. Where are we putting our thoughts? What are we putting our actual attention on? Where are we investing our time into, our energy into? All of these sorts of things, right? Once you can cultivate an inner shift, the outer shift will come, right? And so you have to first start with the mindset, with the beliefs, with the emotional shifts, because those shifts will create the person who takes the action. And so it's my goal as your mindset and your productivity coach, it's my goal to help you shift your mindset first so you can then be more productive. So you can pursue your multiple passions. There we go. That's my mission, right? As a mindset and productivity coach for spiritually inclined multi-creatives and polymaths, I want to help you improve your mental health through mindset shifts, through metaphysical laws, through mindfulness practices. I want to help you improve your mental health and practically 2 to 5x your productivity through actual productivity tactics, through actual like genuine methods, so you can consistently pursue the things that you want to do, so you can actually live a life that you love, so you can actually create consistently. I work hard as fuck writing, like making these YouTube videos, writing my newsletter every day is lit, and I go to bed with such great fulfillment. Like I'm so proud of myself for this creation. I'm looking at this right now as I've been recording it. As I've been recording this video, and this has kind of just been in my peripheral. I'm just looking at this, and this is so fucking amazing. Like, I'm so proud of this creation. Create. You are a creator. You feel called to create because that is who you are. That is what you are meant to do. But you're not doing it. You haven't been doing it. And so the rest of this video is going to get you to do it. And if you're not doing it by the end of this video, that's on you. Like, I want you to know that. Because I'm going to give you these beliefs, and I'm going to give you the action steps. I'm going to shift your mindset, and I'm going to practically give you the tactics. I'm going to give you what you need for the internal, the mindset, the thoughts, the beliefs, and the external, the actual actions. I'm giving you everything you need. If you don't do something with them, that's on you. You obviously don't want to create, which is weird because you're 40 minutes into this video, which is talking about creating for people who aren't creating, but want to create. So if you don't take action, I don't know. I got nothing for you. Okay, enough of my rant. So you are good enough. That's the first belief I want you to know. You are. Here's the thing, like, here's one of my favorite Bible verses. Genesis 1:26. And then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. You are made in the image of God. That must mean that you are infinite. You are abundance. You are love. You are creativity. Because that is what God is. God is infinite love, infinite creativity, infinite abundance. God is infinite. And that must mean that God's worth is infinite. And so if you are the reflection of the divine, if you are a fractal of source, that must mean that you are also infinite. You know, in math, right? In math, we learn that everything this is a bad example. Let me turn this back. Think about the number 1. 1 is, let's say this piece of paper represents 1. And 1 is singular, right? Right? Or is it? Or is 1 2? Or is 1 4? Or is 1 8? Do you see where I'm going here? The thing is, the potentiality inside of 1 is infinite. And the thing is, the potentiality inside of every fractal that 1 creates is also infinite. Why? Well, you see this piece that I have that was 1/8 of the 1? Well, what if I just split it in half? And then that's 1/16, and then I just split it in half again. You see where I'm going with this? There is only infiniteness. And so if there is only infiniteness in the source, and we are fractals of the source, that must mean that we are infinite. And we are. Now, granted, there's a bit of a caveat here. If we'll just refer to the wisdom of the the wisdom of the Hermetics, the Hermetists. If we refer to the wisdom of the ancient Hermetists, the ancient Hermetists said that the mind of the all, the mind of God, is capable of creating infinite universes. That the mind of the all is infinite. And that the mind of man is similar in nature but different in degree. The all has an infinite mind and man has a finite mind. And so the all creates infinite universes. Each universe with infinite realities. I mean, each universe with infinite possibilities. Right? The all creates infinite realities, each reality with infinite possibilities, with its infinite mind. And with our mind, our finite mind, although we can only create one reality, our own, we still have the opportunity for infinite possibilities in this one reality. There is zero limitation to who you are, to what you are, to what is possible for you, because there is zero limitation to God. And so there is zero limitation to you, because we are the image of the Creator. And so from a metaphysical perspective, you can't be a victim. You can't be limited. You can't be unworthy. Because how can something that is infinite and boundless and eternal ever be less than perfection. Contemplate that. So that's a metaphysical perspective on you are good enough. Number 2. So that was the first belief I wanted you to understand, that you are good enough. Number 2. The stuff you like is fucking awesome, regardless of if other people agree. And that last part is super important. So one, the first part is that the stuff you like is fucking awesome. That's true. The second part is the most important part. Regardless of if other people agree. You see there, I got my dog Einstein in the back. Some people don't give a fucking shit about science. I love science. If someone doesn't care about science, you think that means that I have any less love for them? No. If somebody isn't into art, you think I have any less love for them? No. My mentor Hamza is not into art, besides like content or fitness, right? But he's not into illustration or art, like traditional art, right? He's more into the art of business, the art of fitness, the art of storytelling, and those are his art forms, and that's awesome. The art of content creation as well, but he's not like a traditional artist, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It's like we all have different interests. We all have different things that we like. And that's why you're watching this video, because you're a multi-creative. You're a multi-passionate person. You're a polymath. You have multiple interests that you like to pursue. And so you want to pursue them. But the thing is, you haven't been pursuing them. And that sucks. That sucks. Because the thing is, you've been feeling like the things that you want to pursue aren't worthy of pursuing. You've been believing that the things that you want to pursue aren't actually good enough to pursue because other people have been telling you that they aren't. Because, oh, you can't make money from this, so it's not good enough. Oh, you can't, use this in life, so what's the fucking point? Here's the thing. That's actually not even true. Like, neither of those things are actually even true. First of all, you can literally make money from anything nowadays because social media is fucking OP. It's like, bro, you can literally post content. You can post one piece of content a week, and in 2 years, you can literally be like, you can have like a decent income from social media that allows you some financial flexibility, even financial freedom. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, if you actually stay consistent with this and you just share your knowledge, you pursue your interests, you share your stories and share your lessons, you build an audience, and then you sell that audience a product that you actually believe in and that you know it can help them, and that you just like, it's just, you make money and do the things you love. It's like, what? It sounds so simple, and it's like, it is. Why aren't more people doing it? I don't know. It's like, wait, actually I do. It's because they're blocked. And so here's Jaden coming to help you unblock so you can make stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm here to do, guys, because I wanted to make stuff a year ago and I couldn't. Like, I struggled. I was, a year ago I was technically making stuff. I was doing daily uploads. But it was so hard. It was so hard. It was nothing like it is right now. Like, I'm doing daily uploads right now and it's hard. But it's hard because I've never pushed this hard. It was hard back then because I just didn't have any fucking skills. And my mindset was fucked. I didn't truly believe that I was good enough. I didn't believe that, I should make stuff even if it's bad. I didn't believe that the stuff that I love was genuinely awesome and that I should pursue that, and that there are people out there who would love that and that would be interested in those things. I didn't believe those things, and so I didn't pursue the things that I love to pursue. And all of those things were blocks keeping me from pursuing YouTube, from pursuing dancing, drawing, painting, fitness. All things that are bringing such joy to my life, fulfillment to my life right now. So, make stuff even if it's bad. All right, that's the third point, right? I kind of said that before, but the first one was you are good enough. The second one is the things you like are fucking awesome, even if other people don't agree. The third point is make stuff even if it's bad. Because the thing is, it will be. But it's like, really, what is bad? Everything is subjective, especially in the world of art. And so it's like, at the end of the day, actually, I think this is a great point. I was thinking today on my walk about watching your own content, consuming your own content. I feel like anyone who doesn't consume their own content, one, just doesn't actually think it's good. And that's like the content itself. Or two, which is probably the deeper reason, they don't actually like themselves. And so they don't believe that something they made could be good. Because how can something I made, which is an expression, an extension of myself, be good if I am bad? You see what I'm saying here? If I am unworthy, how can anything I make, how can anything that extends out of me, comes from me, be anything less than unworthy? Or anything more than unworthy? You have to shift your perspective of yourself. You have to shift your identity. Nero likes to say that your self-image is your ceiling. It is. Simple. And that's something I'm trying to break through myself. I'm not going to act like I've made all the progress in the world on that front. I absolutely haven't. But I actually know how to be productive. I don't have disgustingly horrid mental health anymore like I did a year and a half ago. So, yeah. If you do have disgustingly horrid mental health and you don't know how to be productive, you probably want to listen to something I've said in the last 51 minutes. So, like I mentioned earlier, you guys should definitely check out my free purposeful productivity course. That will give you way more mindset shifts, way more like reprogramming. That will help you way more. But I hope that what I've told you in this video has at least helped you a bit in terms of being able to take action on the things I'm going to tell you in the last part of this video. So, in the last part of this video, I want to talk about the last couple points. So one, we'll talk about flow state. And this is super important. So flow state is the peak human experience. I'm in a flow state right now. That's why I've been recording for 52 minutes and it's currently 11 p.m. and I'm amazing. I'm lit right now, It's because I love recording. I love the experience I have right now. I love the groove I'm in right now. I love speaking. I love writing. I love painting. I love doing things with my hands, right? That's why I love mixed media. And so flow state is super important in terms of having that sense of fulfillment during the day. And in terms of understanding like what your flow state tasks are, I want you to think of what's something that you do where you just have like there's like no thoughts in your mind. Like you're going strictly off intuition. Like you're just flowing. You're letting the will of life take you. You're letting the divine will flow through you. You're acting as a source. You're acting as a conduit for source consciousness. You're allowing the source to come through you. You're allowing God to flow through you and to create through you. You're stepping out of the doer and into the observer. And that is really when things start, getting crazy. I'm not the one that's sitting here talking to you, recording this video right now. What did Jesus say? I can do only. No, he said, yeah. He said, I can do only what I see my Father doing. I can say only what I hear my Father saying. Jesus was saying that he can only do what God does through him, what he sees, what he observes God is doing through him. He can only say what God tells him to say, what he hears God saying through him. That is because Jesus was a realized being, a fully realized being. The Christ consciousness, the oneness with the nature of ourself. We're getting super esoteric, but that's what we're here for. So, in terms of flow state, in terms of having no thoughts in your mind, I mean, that is presence, that is fully immersion, that is being one with the source. That is what flow state is. Flow state is oneness with the task at hand. It is oneness. It is being directed. It is flowing with the current of divine will. And so, how do we tap into flow state? I want you to imagine that you're an elite MMA fighter. Imagine you've been like, you're like a kickbox fighter, right? You've been training super hard for like 12 years. All you do is fucking eat, sleep, train, beat people up, spar, right? That's all you do. So one day you're in the gym, beating people up, and someone's like, yo, bro, go beat this person up, right? Go beat that little kid up. And they point to this little scrawny dude who's like a little shrivel up, got no muscle on him. And you see him hitting the bag and his form is trash and he can't even throw a punch for real, you know what I mean? And you're just like, really? You know what I mean? It's like, fuck no. You're not jacking that. You're not jacking that. And so it's like, fair enough. Respectfully, you know what I mean? Respectfully. And so instead of doing that, you decide to not do that. Why? Because there would be no challenge. It would be boring. So you don't want to take action. You don't want to do it. Makes sense. Let's go to the flip. Imagine that you were the noob. Imagine that you were, the scrawny little kid in the corner who could barely punch the bag, right? And someone's like, yo, hop in the ring and go fight the dude who's been eating people up for breakfast for the past decade. And you're like, what? You know what I mean? Like, fuck no. Respectfully. It's like, that's terrifying. I would not want to do that either. And so in one instance, when you're the MMA fighter, you have a high skill level, but a low challenge level because this newbie don't got shit. And so you don't move because boredom. There's no action because boredom. Makes sense. Let's go to the flip. You're the newbie. You have very low skill and extremely high challenge because this dude makes people his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That does not sound fun. And so, anxiety, you don't take action. You don't move. In both cases, we aren't taking action. No one's in a flow state here. But if we had two pro fighters fighting, if we had two noobs fighting, boom, now we could start getting into some. The thing is, we want our challenge and our skill level to be equal. Maybe having one slightly exceed the other. That's also okay. But if one, goes too far away from the other, that's when we start slipping into anxiety. If our skill is too low and our challenge is too high. Or we start slipping into boredom. If our skill is too high and our challenge is too low. And so we need to gauge where our current skill level is so we can assess and create a challenge for our skill level. Makes sense? And so I want to ask you this. Have you been doing anything? Have you been taking any action on the interest that you want to pursue? Maybe it's drawing for 10 minutes a day. Maybe it's lifting twice a week. Maybe it's recording YouTube videos for 10 minutes a day. Maybe it's writing a newsletter once a day. Have you been doing anything? Have you been putting in the inputs? Have you been taking action? Have you been doing it? Have you? Because if you haven't, then it's quite likely that your skill level is just very, very, very low. And the thing is, this is actually good because this means that our homework is very easy. We can start with a very, very small amount of time. 15 minutes. That's it. Because the challenge level that comes with 15 minutes has to be so astronomically low that any skill level could take it on. Realistically, it depends on what the task is. Like meditating for 15 minutes, that's insane. You would not be able to meditate for 15 minutes the first time you meditated. Well, maybe I won't say you would not, but it's very unlikely. That shit would be hard as fuck. But going on a 15-minute walk, drawing or painting for 15 minutes, writing for 15 minutes, recording a 15-minute YouTube video, going to the gym for 15 minutes, things of that nature, it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? The thing is, if 15 minutes is too long, that's fine. Drop it to 5. Drop it to fucking 2, 1. Drop it to 30 fucking seconds. You know what I mean? Like 30 seconds of meditation. Shit, do 3 breaths. Yo, take 3 breaths with me right now. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, all right? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Wait, that was good money. That was good money. But yeah, you see, right? I just lowered the bar. If 5 minutes of meditation, 2 minutes of meditation, 1 minute of meditation would have been too hard, okay, 3 breaths. If 15 minutes of art is too hard, all right, sketch for fucking 30 seconds. If going to the gym and doing a workout is too hard, do 5 push-ups right now. That's exactly what I was doing last year. Last year, like my first ever, the first ever like progress I'd made in like fitness since like fucking high school when I was running track in like 10th grade was last year. In October when I was starting doing daily push-ups. I did daily push-ups for like a month and a half, 2 months. And I got up to like 100, 120 push-ups. And I started by just doing 10. 2 set to 5. 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening, like afternoon or evening. And the next day I did 6. 6 and 6, 12. Next day, 7, 7, 14. And eventually I worked up to like 50, 55, 60. And I was doing 100, 110, 120 push-ups in a day. And I was averaging that for like a week. And then I fell off because my goal was for 100. And then after I hit the goal, I didn't have another goal to keep getting after. And at that point, I was also I had like an injury in terms of like my shoulders and my back. And so that definitely stopped me from pursuing fitness consistently. But I started small, 10 push-ups, and I got up to my goal of 100. Progressive overload. If you guys want to check that out, if you guys want to learn more about progressive overload and like setting good goals, check out my video from a couple days ago called actually I think it was yesterday's video. Why multi-passionate people need to set goals differently and how to guarantee you hit them. So there's that. So guys, literally just here's your action step prompts, okay? Number 1, figure out your goal, your task, the area of interest that you want to make progress in. 2, figure out what action you can actually take that's actually realistic for your current skill level. And then 3, just take the action. That's it. right? So if that's 15 minutes, often. If that's 5 minutes, often. Maybe that's 30 minutes or an hour, depending on where you are. That's awesome. Whatever it is, I just want you to take action. I want you to consume. I mean, I want you to create. I actually do want you to consume as well. That's like this last point I'm going to give you. So earlier, I don't actually know if I talked about it because we started going on like this metaphysical rabbit hole. But in terms of consuming to inspire you and fill up your cup, consuming to fill your creativity, right? So let's say that productivity kind of like actually I'll move the camera over here just for this. Actually, I'll just put it in hand. I'll draw this. I'll draw this for now, just to make this quick, because I want to end this video. This shit has been long as fuck. Okay, so let's say that this is like your creativity cup, and this line represents where your creativity is currently at. Let's just say like this is your current creativity level. When you make stuff, when you produce stuff, your creativity then gets absorbed. So let's say it goes down, and then say you make more stuff, and then you make more stuff. Cool. So you have less creativity to use to produce stuff. So how do we fill this? Well, one, rest, recovery, obviously. That would bring it back, for sure. But consuming inspiration, learning ideas, talking to other people, that also fills our cup. That also brings in new things to then release out of. So consuming is amazing for creating. Think about creativity as the fuel for productivity, and think about rest and consuming as the fuels for creativity. That's how I like to conceptualize it. So you guys had your action step prompts. You guys have got your belief shifting. If you want more mindset training, check out the course. If you like my one-to-one help, check out that first link in the description. And hey, if you like to read, if you like exclusive insights and action steps sent to your email every single morning, you can check out that second link in the description. You can join my email list, Jaden's Curiosity Chronicles, or my newsletter, Jaden's Curiosity Chronicles. Oh my gosh, that was gross. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Join my newsletter, Jaden's Curiosity Chronicles. It's the second link in the description. Besides that, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm super tired, and I still need to edit this video. So, gonna catch y'all, all right? Do it today, better for tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay loving. What up, 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 what up?